Leverkusen. You're listening to TalkSport 2. It's a final friendly for Germany and Saudi Arabia before the World Cup finals get underway. And after 5 games and 9 months without a win, Joachim Löw will hope his side will head off to Russia on the back of a victory tonight. They will certainly expect to. But the Saudis will want a positive performance as well. They are, of course, involved in the opening match of the World Cup against hosts Russia on Thursday, live on TalkSport. Well, Germany were on a 7-match winning streak until they faced England in October. That ended 0-0, of course, and the Germans haven't won a match since. They drew with England, France and Spain. Then that 1-0 defeat to Brazil in March, an experimental lineup really on that occasion. That was their first defeat in 23 matches. And then, of course, that very sloppy 2-1 defeat in Austria on Saturday, when they conceded a ridiculous goal from a corner and were then opened up from a simple cross. So no surprise to see changes in defence here this evening with both Jerome Boateng and Mats Hummels, probably their first choice centre-back pairing coming in alongside the fullbacks Joshua Kimmich and Jonas Hector. What can we expect from Saudi Arabia? Well, they did manage to finish above Australia in their qualifying group. Their last match was on Sunday, a 3-0 defeat at home to Peru. But they are erratic. Before that, they achieved wins over Algeria and Greece last month. They lost only narrowly 2-1 to Italy. But if you look at some of their other results from 2018, they conceded 4 against both Belgium and, worryingly, Iraq. So who knows what we can expect here. Of course, you think of Saudi Arabia, you think of them reaching the last 16 at USA 94, which amazed everyone. I don't think this current squad are at that level. A quick reminder of the Germany lineup. It's Neuer in goal, Kimmich, Hummels, Boateng and Hector, very familiar back four. Khedira and Kroos in midfield. Müller, Royce and Draxler. There's no Leroy Sané, of course, not in the squad. And up front, Timo Werner. Saudi Arabia playing 4-5-1. But I think we'll see them, Dean, sitting pretty deep here tonight.
But they won't be the only team that do that against Germany. Germany keep the ball extremely well. I would only put Spain alongside them in terms of teams that just keep the ball and look to wear you down. So I don't think there's any, they shouldn't feel any guilt, Saudi Arabia, in doing that, especially away from home. And you've got to try and make it difficult for Germany. If they come out and be open and expansive, then they really will get taught a lesson.
And it is Saudi Arabia, the Green Falcons as they're known, who get us underway, all in green, playing from right to left as we look. Germany in their traditional white jerseys and black shorts with white socks. They could definitely do with a win after the run they've been on, but it's worth remembering that they did have that frankly embarrassingly easy qualifying group when they won all 10 matches, and so they deliberately scheduled 4 tough friendlies after that, drawing 3, then that defeat to Brazil. So it's really only that defeat to Austria that they'll look back on and think that was really sloppy. And as we've said, the lineup was very different to the one that's playing here tonight, and they're certainly looking to put that behind them here in the very impressive and virtually packed Bayer Arena in Leverkusen. Jerome Boateng down the right hand side, immediately looking down the line for Kimmich, who at times plays more like a forward down that right side. It's with Boateng again. Gets it back to the furthest man back apart from the goalkeeper. That's Hummels, who crosses the halfway line. It's back out on the right hand side with Kimmich again. A good run here by Werner, gets the cross in. Down goes the goalkeeper Al Mayouf. He'll be very happy to get that early touch of the ball with 90 seconds gone, 0-0.
But Timo Werner, lovely bit of movement from the centre forward, just peeled out to the right hand side, and then as he's looked to whip that in, he doesn't just look up and there's no one there. There was 3 German attackers all making good runs into the box. Not one of them though didn't just, I say it so often, just getting across the face of the goalkeeper.
Timo Werner of Red Bull Leipzig, of course, 21 goals in each of the last 2 seasons for them. And and you would imagine he'll be part of the Germany setup for quite some time, just at the age of 22, and who gets the nod tonight. 2 minutes gone, and a free kick to Germany, right-hand side of the penalty area, and this is the first test for the Saudi Arabian backline from a set piece, because this is better than a corner really, and when you've got someone like Toni Kroos over the ball, who's just made a career out of glorious deliveries, glorious passing, he's got an early chance here to put the ball into the danger area. Every green shirt back to defend this one. Both centre-halves forward for the Germans. Right-footed out-swinging ball from Kroos. It's a really good one. Well, that was an excellent chance, really, towards that far post. Boateng got the first header, and then the flag went up.
Yeah, actually, Saudi Arabia did really well, because once that, almost like the second phase, once that first header was won, they just about get themselves out. Mats Hummels just goes too early. It was a poor finish, actually, from Mats Hummels, but you could see clearly in the lineups as they crossed to shake hands that the height difference that there was between Germany and Saudi Arabia, clear advantage for Germany. So again, like you say, because of that quality that they have with Toni Kroos, you'd expect them to be very dangerous.
Best player at the last World Cup, wasn't he, Kroos? Just an absolute joy to watch in every game. He's in possession here, left-footed out to the left-hand side, and Hector, and he finds Kroos again, gets it up to the halfway line once more. Germany, of course, will dominate possession, not just tonight, but in every game they play, you'd imagine. Kroos with a lovely ball to Hector. He gets it onto Draxler, left-hand side. Just tries to play it back to Hector, but overplayed it, and that allowed Saudi Arabia to nip in, but not for long. They've given it away. Draxler out to Marco Reus, who peels out to the left. The man who's had so many dreadful injury problems in recent tournaments, has missed the last 3 major tournaments, but he'll finally get his chance at this World Cup, and he's won another corner. In fact, Germany's first corner of the game to be taken from that left-hand side. 4.5 minutes gone. Germany 0, Saudi Arabia 0 in Leverkusen. Corner's been taken short. And the ball is whipped in by Kroos, but comfortably headed away on that near post by Houzaoui. And eventually the ball is played forward straight through to Al Mayouf, the goalkeeper, once again. And it remains 0-0.
And he's going to have to play that role, Al Mayouf, as the goalkeeper, because Germany like to slide, roll the ball through, lots of passing, wait for that one opening and slide it through. And if the keeper can help his defence out by at least being on his toes and coming out as he just did there, that really does help your centre-backs.
Only his 11th cap, the goalkeeper for Saudi Arabia, Abdullah Al Mayouf, who plays for the champions Al Hilal. Ball given away again by Saudi Arabia at the bottom of the centre circle, and they'll just keep coming. Germany. Müller tries to knock it back to Joshua Kimmich, one of 5 Bayern players in the starting 11. The ball's been knocked over the top, and just for a second I think Al Muwallad thought he might be in. Mats Hummels got the header back to the goalkeeper.
He's not the tallest, is he, Al Muwallad? But he had the pace. He was in behind. If the ball had just been a little bit better, really would have had a chance. Got in behind Boateng. That's his weakness, isn't it? Jerome Boateng. Over his shoulder.
Had that miserable season, didn't he, at Manchester City under Roberto Mancini, when he was played out of position really at fullback. And ever since returning to Bayern, well, it's been glory years for him really. Second corner for Germany. Again, it's gone short, and it actually ends up back at the top of the centre circle with Hector. Now it's out on that left-hand side, and suddenly Germany look very threatening. Hummels has stayed forward from the corner, spins and shoots. It's blocked initially by Osama Houzaoui. Comes back to Khedira, gets it out to that left side. It's drilled goalwards again. It's Houzaoui who just shovels it behind for another German corner.
Bit desperate already, isn't it, from Saudi Arabia? I mean, it is so difficult when you're playing against a team like Germany. It's They're so difficult to defend against. Sometimes it is just a case of getting bodies in the way.
This time the corner's not played short. It's Draxler who drills it in on his right boot. It's headed away, back to Draxler again, who tries to lay it off. There was a stumble there from Germany, but they get away with it, and they keep the ball with Kimmich, who goes long into the penalty. Into the back of the net from Werner. Beautifully finished, set up by Royce. And what a devastating finish that was from Timo Werner, in off the underside of the crossbar for his 8th international goal. And with 7.5 minutes gone, it's Germany 1, Saudi Arabia 0.
Oh, didn't he take it well? Marco Reus did the right thing. Volleyed it across for his striker, who was just waiting. He was actually offside, Timo Werner, from the original ball over the top, but Marco Reus wasn't. He made the late run. He plays it across, and he just fires it above Al-Mayouf, off the crossbar, into the back of the net. But Saudi Arabia, they did the right thing. They defended really well, but you can't switch off. Once the ball's been cleared by your defence, they can't switch off. The ball got recycled very quickly. They were all out of position. It's a very, very easy goal for Germany.
Well, it's been a wonderful start to his international career. 8 goals in 14 caps now. He was the Golden Shoe winner at the Confederations Cup last year. On target again here. At the other end, it's a possible chance for Saudi Arabia. Coming forward as Al Jassim, but the ball was nipped away from his feet so quickly. Joachim Löw said of Timo Werner, "I've rarely seen a striker as hungry as he is." Of course, he's well known for his blistering pace. He once did the 100 metres in 11.1 seconds. As the shot comes in and Manuel Neuer has to make a save, that was well struck from about 20 yards. Certainly the sort of effort you'd expect Manuel Neuer to save comfortably, and he did.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's going to be the odd question, isn't there, about Manuel Neuer? Is he fit enough? Is he ready? But for me, with all his experience, still arguably when he plays, one of the best 2 goalkeepers for me in the world alongside David De Gea. It was a comfortable save in the end.
But just a little warning for Germany that they're not going to have it all their own way here. Here's Müller. He gets the ball into the penalty area again, and coming in from that left flank was Draxler of PSG, but his first touch allowed Abdullah Al-Mayouf to make the claim, and it stays at 1-0 as we approach the 10-minute mark here on TalkSport 2. It's Germany 1, Saudi Arabia 0, and it's Toni Kroos in the centre circle, plays it up to Draxler, who's tucked in very narrow from that left side. He gets it back to Kroos again, who invariably sees more of the ball than any other player when Germany are in action. Just so calm in possession, isn't he? Such a joy to watch. Hummels gets it out to that left side. That picked out Royce. And now it's at the back with Jerome Boateng. Right for the ball from him. Down the right-hand side for Kimmich, the right full-back, gets it on to Khedira. There's the cross into the penalty area. Nicely taken by Werner. Tries to spin and shoot. And there's the shot off the inside of the cross, off the post by Royce. Cross comes back in. The goalkeeper got nowhere near that. It clatters back out to Kroos. They're hanging on grimly here, Saudi Arabia. Draxler, lovely bit of skill, gets the cross in, but it's straight to Al-Mayouf, and the men in green breathe again.
I mean, it was a fantastic strike from Marco Reus. Kept it down low, let it skid off the surface, the wet surface here. And you're right, the goalkeeper had absolutely no chance. The speed that it skips off the surface onto the inside of the post. But Timo Werner, it was wonderful centre-forward play, got played into him. Just a really quick turn, and then instead of looking for the shot, just played it across to Marco Reus, and he's so unlucky.
So 11 minutes gone. Germany 1, Saudi Arabia 0. Timo Werner, who's had a really good start to the game and his international career, he has the goal beautifully taken in off the underside of the crossbar. Don't forget, plenty more live sport for you this weekend right here on TalkSport 2. The men's and women's French Open finals. We'll also have Super League live as the Catalan Dragons take on the Widnes Vikings. So much to enjoy on TalkSport 2, and that's before the World Cup starts for you on Thursday. We'll have all 64 matches live across the Talk Sport network. Really, really looking forward to what promises to be a wonderful tournament in Russia. Toni Kroos for Germany in the centre circle, square ball to Boateng, gets it out to the right side, and Kimmich back to Boateng again with a left-footed ball, slipped over as he played it and consequently miscued. So it's Al Jassim who brings it forward over the halfway line, right of centre, goes for goal with a curious chipped shot from 40 yards, which is just catching practice for Neuer.
That's just a waste. It's as simple as that from Al Jassim. 2v2 with Al Muwallad. Could have played him in 1v1. Instead, I don't really know what he was trying. I know Manuel Neuer tends to stand quite far out of his goal, and maybe he's seen the goalkeeper off his line and felt he could chip in, but it was never really on.
Germany coming forward again as Hector, well forward, gets it back to Kroos, who's about 40 yards from goal down the left-hand side. Another chance to get the cross in here. Instead, it's rolled square for Sami Khedira. He lays it off for Boateng, down the right-hand side for Müller. Müller has to turn away from his man, which he's successfully done. The cross comes in, but it's headed away by Atif. And a chance maybe for Saudi Arabia to keep possession. But Al Muwallad can't do that. He's quickly closed down by the impressive Hummels. And he gets it square to Kroos. We're definitely craning our necks to the right in this first half, as you'd expect. Germany 1, Saudi Arabia 0. And the Germans coming forward again down the left side. A chance for Draxler to get the cross in, but actually it was good defending by the fullback. And it'll be brought clear with Atif in possession. And they've made a little bit of a mess of clearing their lines there. Put the ball out of play. Hector takes the throw quickly, left with the edge of the penalty area. Finds Khedira on the corner of the box, shoots! And it's wide of the far post. And I'll tell you what, Al Mayouf dived desperately to his left in fear that that was on target. He's very grateful to see it flash wide.
He's not necessarily just a holding midfielder, Sami Khedira. He does get forward, he does score goals, and that was a wonderful strike. Just cut in from that left-hand side, was given the time, tried to bend it into that far corner, didn't get enough curl on it.
Scored 9 times for Juventus this season. Khedira has 7 international goals as well. He's given away the free kick here, which is taken by Saudi Arabia with Osama Hassawi, the veteran at the back there at 34. Gets it forward up to Al Faraj, who's 10 yards short of the halfway line. He gives it to Al Harbi, who regularly captains the side, not tonight. He crosses halfway and finds Al Faraj. It's the longest spell of possession that Saudi Arabia have had, but it eventually comes to nothing as it's given away by Al Muwallad.
But it just shows if they are given a little bit of time, technically they're actually quite good, Saudi Arabia. They're not the biggest team, they're not the most physical, but technically they look quite good.
Müller gets it out to the right-hand side, but as he tried to play it forward, he didn't find his intended target, then dived in to try and win possession back, and missed the ball and the man. Eventually Kimmich is the player who has to try and win the ball back, and had his foot trodden on as he did so, which is a painful one, but no lasting damage.
But Germany, like most of the best teams now, are so good out of possession as well. Look to win it back straight away, and then again it's the progressive possession. But what Germany do, because they play against so many teams that just sit back and sit deep, they're so used to this, they're so used to having to keep possession, but it's not slow possession. Even when it goes to the centre backs, it's then everything is done really crisply. You know, it's into the centre backs and it's fired into midfield, then it's switched really quickly, and if you do that, it makes it very, very difficult to defend against.
2,000 to 1 shots they are, Saudi Arabia, by the way, to win the World Cup. Almost twice as likely then as Leicester were to win the Premier League a couple of years ago. I think they'll do extremely well to even get out of their group, to be honest. The last thing they wanted to be facing the hosts on the opening match. By the way, they're no longer the lowest ranked side in the new FIFA World Rankings. Saudi Arabia, the new lowest ranked side, is Russia. So we have the two lowest ranked nations in the tournament, opening the tournament next Thursday. Ball at the back for Saudi Arabia. You had a...
Is it then England?
No, it certainly isn't.
I know we dropped considerably, hadn't we, after the Euros?
Yes. A lot of draws. Pretty chaotic year in the build-up to this tournament, Saudi Arabia. They had 3 managers in 3 months at one stage, because Bert van Marwijk, the former Dutch coach who did so well to actually get them to the World Cup, he resigned because he was expected to live in Saudi Arabia as part of his new contract, and he said that's not for me, so he left. The man they brought in to replace him only lasted 5 matches, 5 friendlies. He lost 3 of them. And so the man in charge now is Juan Antonio Pizzi, former Spanish international, who won La Liga as a Barcelona player in the 90s and used to coach Chile. In fact, he won the Copa America with Chile 2 years ago. But he only took charge in November, and he's had to get to know these players very, very quickly. And it's a big, big ask for him to achieve anything like success at Russia. But that's the challenge. We've played 18 minutes here at the Bayer Arena in Leverkusen, and it's Germany 1, Saudi Arabia 0. And Germany certainly bossing things here. Manuel Neuer has the ball, doing his sweeper-keeper routine, and doing it ever so well.
He hasn't lost that ability, has he, to think he's a player,
regardless of the injury.
He's a midfielder.
The Germany goalkeeping coach Andreas Kopke said, I've never seen a better sweeper other than perhaps Franz Beckenbauer. So lofty praise indeed. But 259 days he spent out of the game with this injury, which he picked up in training in September, fractured his foot twice in just under 6 months, but returned in that Austria game just in time for the World Cup. And Joachim Löw is absolutely convinced he's fine to play in the tournament. And as we've already said, still arguably the best goalkeeper in the world, or certainly in the top 3. As there's a challenge there in midfield from Al Jassim, which goes unpunished. The referee plays advantage. Draxler can't get the shot away at the other end. It was a sloppy ball really from Werner in the end. The referee is now going to go and revisit that challenge, I think, which left Toni Kroos on the deck.
And it's something that the managers must just dread. Every time you see one of your key players going for a challenge, especially one like that from Al Jassim, really did take Toni Kroos out. Luckily it was just the way he fell on his back, and he's up and about.
We played 20 minutes. You're listening to Talk Sport 2. It's Germany 1, Saudi Arabia 0 in this final warm-up friendly for both of these nations before they head off to Russia. And they've got some big games in the tournament to look forward to. None bigger, of course, for Saudi Arabia than their opener against Russia. They then play Uruguay 6 days later, and then Egypt 5 days after that. Germany kick off against Mexico on Sunday the 17th. Then 6 days later they play Sweden, and finally South Korea. And they would certainly expect to top that group. And they're coming forward again, but just a heavy touch there from Werner meant that he wasn't able to run through on goal. He gives the thumbs up for the service though.
Absolutely, but it's interesting. It's almost by the minute we've got to just over 20 minutes, and it's like Germany have kind of just gone, right, we've done the first 20 minutes at a real high tempo, and they've just like sat back now, and it's almost like they're just taking a 5-minute breather, allowing Saudi Arabia to have some of the ball, sitting a bit deeper. Germany, it is as if that is something that they've worked on.
Toni Kroos in the centre circle. If anyone can calm a game down, it's him. He finds Kimmich, who finds Boateng, bottom of the centre circle, out to the left-hand side, and Hector, he rolls it back to Kroos again. Probably end up touching the ball 50 times in this first half. Boateng out to the right side. Kimmich well forward again. Early ball in, which we know strikers just love. But on this occasion it was well defended by Omar Hawsawi. And there's no danger on our monitors. We're getting a look on the bench of Mesut Ozil, who managed to get himself a little injury in training. Nothing to worry about, we're assured. But he scored against Austria last week. And we're just getting another look now at the goal, which was a quality goal, wasn't it?
It was. The defending was so poor, though. It was almost rookie defending, you know, switching off from the second phase as the ball's been cleared, to think that that's over and done with, and Germany just recycled it so quickly with a late run from Royce, totally in space. I mean, he had another two players if Werner had missed it. Muller was bearing down, and Draxler as well. Cool finish though from Werner, wasn't it?
It was a brilliant finish.
Yeah. I think that was something they were definitely lacking at the European Championships. Mario Gomez played and didn't quite look the force he once was. Muller had a go as well, I think, playing centre forward, and again didn't quite do it. So Timo Werner looks like the man that they'll go with. That looks sharp, doesn't he? Everything he's done so far.
Well, we have a Mexican wave in the stadium, which is never a good sign in my opinion, but Timo Werner was fouled by Omar Hawsawi. It's about 35 yards from goal, right of centre. Toni Kroos over the ball, just bends that one in. Again, it's the other Hawsawi who gets it away. Osama Hawsawi, good header. And it's cleared as far as Hector on the halfway line, with Germany leading Saudi Arabia by 1-0. We're 24 minutes into the game. Hummels still forward from that set piece, gets it out to the left side of Draxler. Infield to Toni Kroos. Nice, crisp possession from the Germans, as you'd expect. Joshua Kimmich, who's tucked well infield here. He finds Kroos again. There's a great ball out towards the right-hand side of Khedira. They've walked it in, but the flag is up, and it won't count. It's disallowed for offside.
Again, it's just looking at that possession and then waiting for the opportunity. The Khedira, who is playing centre midfield, but actually made that run from right wing in behind Al-Harbi, was just a fraction offside. But again, we're talking a fraction offside, and if he had got through, he then had two Germany strikers just to aim at with no one anywhere near them.
Typical pass from Toni Kroos. If you give him that time and space, he will punish you. You've got to get into him quicker than that, surely. They will know that without looking at DVDs.
But Joshua Kimmich, just like you said there, drifting it almost into midfield. And I think when the likes of Germany play against a team like Saudi Arabia, who are sat so deep, they almost know they can allow them. They know there's not suddenly going to be the pace and the quality to hurt them on the break, so they all kind of interchange positions. Kimmich can go and play in midfield. Khedira can then drift out wide if he wants to.
Here's Jerome Boateng. He's got well forward here, about 45 yards from goal. Looks to play a very difficult ball to the far post, where Royce had made the run, and he very nearly pulled it off. Royce just had to stray off behind the byline to head it back across goal, so it'll be a goal kick.
He's really hard to mark at the moment, Marco Reus. He's playing as that so-called number 10 role, the role that Ozil would play. Really, really hard to mark. Again, going out wide when he wants to, tucking in, making them really late runs that are hard to pick up.
Heartbreaking for him, wasn't it, last World Cup? He tore ankle ligaments in basically this match, their final warm-up match, which was against Armenia. Of course, he missed Euro 2016 after injuring his groin. And he said, I would give away all my money to be healthy again and to be able to do my job. I think this will mean a huge amount to him to be able to go to the World Cup and play a big part, because we all know what a huge talent he is for Dortmund and Germany. Ball's back with Manuel Neuer of Bayern, who seems to have been around forever, still only 32, could still be Germany's goalkeeper for many years to come. Ball's flipped out to the right-hand side, and Kimmich He can get the cross in here. I don't think he quite meant to bend it in so close to the goalkeeper. It missed the goalkeeper. It goes all the way to the far side where Draxler wasn't quite able to keep it in play. And it'll be a goal kick.
No, and if they are going to score from a cross, the delivery has to be perfect, because they're not the biggest in forward areas. Werner, Royce, even Draxler's not necessarily going to be great in the air, so the ball has to be delivered perfectly, and it wasn't great. It was over the head of Al Mayouf.
You're listening to TalkSport 2 at the Bay Arena in Leverkusen. It's Germany 1, Saudi Arabia 0 with 27 minutes gone. Don't forget, for your essential roundup of tomorrow morning's top sports stories, join Saturday Sports Day with Dan Windle and Adrian Clark from 9 a.m. here on TalkSport 2. Saudi Arabia have the ball down the right-hand side. A throw in by Al Sharani, another one who plays for the champions Al Hilal. Much of the side does, to be honest. But from that throw-in, they gave the ball away so cheaply. And it's with Joshua Kimmich down the right for Germany. He finds Thomas Müller, goes back to Jerome Boateng. He feeds it all the way back to Manuel Neuer. Out to the left-hand side, whipped straight back to him by Hummels. He apologises to Hector for not giving the ball further out to the left and instead going back to the goalkeeper. But Germany patiently build from the back again, leading as they do by a goal to nil. Timo Werner with the superb finish after 7 minutes. Hummels has it again. It's a right-footed ball from him to Khedira. Just tries to thread it through for Werner once again. It's how Sauyu gets it away. And then the long ball downfield is dealt with by the head of Manuel Neuer. Nothing unusual about that where he's concerned. Just calmly cushions the header down. Germany on their way again. Although that ball from Thomas Müller is given away. Saudi Arabia have possession down the right with Yasser Al Sharani. Plays it up to halfway, and Al Jassim gives it back to Al Sharani, and he's in behind here, and they've got two men up with him, but the flag goes up, and that will be a free kick for the offside.
Oh, that was the best chance, wasn't it? Al Sharani made the run, just didn't look across the line. Jerome Boateng, clever, just held his run. It's a shame because they had Al Muwallad and Al Jassim both in the box. Lovely bit of skill from Al Jassim to start that move off. Little nutmegs of Mats Hummels.
Germany in possession with half an hour gone in Leverkusen, a third of the match over. Germany dominating, but it's a slender advantage, just 1-0. And they'll certainly want to get a second goal before half-time. It's a throw instead to Saudi Arabia down their left side. Al-Hami takes it over halfway, but it comes to nothing because Al Muwallad went over. There's no foul. Draxler gets it out to Hector, into Kroos in the centre circle. Exchanges passes with Sami Khedira and gets it out to the right side again. Kimmich inside to Kroos. Oh, what a ball that is. But the flag's up again. Sami Khedira shoots across goal. He's fractionally offside, but that might well be the pass of the game so far.
It's just his vision and awareness, Toni Kroos. It really was, and Sami Khedira was definitely onside. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah,
maybe Timo Werner was offside, but the ball was fizzed in from Toni Kroos in between the midfield, in between the full-back and the centre-back for Khedira, who dragged the shot wide anyway. But Toni Kroos, his vision, it's not only the vision though, it's them being able to execute that pass, because that pass needed to be fizzed in, needed the pace on it, and he knows whether it needs pace or it needs just dropping in. He's got every single pass in the book.
You'd imagine Juan Antonio Pizzi will say at half-time, look, great player, but get into him. Don't just give him 20 yards of space to play his passes. It's easier said than done because he's a clever player who finds space, and there's another great ball from Kroos out to the right-hand side. Kimmich finds Khedira again. Now it's with Timo Werner. He gets it up to Royce. There Here's the shot from Werner on his left side this time. Found some space. This time couldn't get it on target.
No, that's really clever play from Germany. Almost toying with Saudi Arabia, and it all started again. Timo Werner started to move off, just came deep. Got a lovely little turn, no one near him. Flicked it into Royce. Little back flick then from Muller. And then he was just slightly off balance for the header, having to try and get the pace on it himself. Werner just went wide, but it's just really clever, relaxed attacking play from Germany.
Well, the Germans this time giving it away through Kimmich, so a chance for the men in green to enjoy a much needed spell of possession, just to give that beleaguered back four a bit of a breather. And that ball over the top, it's a decent one, looking for Al Muwallad, who's turned away from Hummels. Oh, Hummels got back at him with a well-timed challenge. Just for a moment it looked like Al Muwallad, the Saudi Messi, might be about to get the shot away, but Hummels, having been initially beaten, found recovering was rather easier than he would have imagined, and the chance was gone in the blink of an eye. Saudi Arabia get another decent cross in, this time Kimmich chests it down and will get it away. Just another little warning sign there for Germany.
Well, he embarrassed him, didn't he? Muwallad, he embarrassed Mats Hummels. You know, made a great run in behind, over the top of Mats Hummels, and then just as he went in for the challenge, he then nutmegged him, going into the box. He then just didn't have that intensity. Then he needed to just burst through. Mats Hummels takes a big risk, sliding in, last-ditched, before Al Muwallad had his shot. And he got away with it, but he was slightly embarrassed, and that's twice now that Al Muwallad's got in behind the Germany defence, and it looked very easy for him to do that over the top of Boateng and now over the top of Hummels. And again, I think teams will be looking at that as a possible weakness on the counter-attack.
10 international goals he has, Al Muwallad, at the age of just 23. We'd imagine he's only going to get better and better. But he and two others did have that loan in La Liga, which did nothing really for them. Just 3 appearances between the 3 players all season. I don't think they'll be looking to repeat that in the coming campaign. Here's Al Harbi down the left side for Saudi Arabia. The ball's clipped out to that right side. Oh, there could be a chance there. Hummels has to shovel it behind for Saudi Arabia's first corner of the game.
Well, again, if you give them space, actually, technically very, very good. Lovely bit of interplay between Al Harbi and Al Jazim, and tried to float it in with a chance to shoot, possibly.
Well, we saw how vulnerable Germany were from corners against Austria. This one taken quickly and dealt with easily with 10 minutes to half time. They still have possession. Oh, but it's given away by Saudi Arabia. You can't do that against players of this quality. Timo Werner crosses halfway, gets it inside to Draxler. He's got options on the left as Kroos picks it up and whips a ball in towards Muller, who just checked his run, and therefore the ball goes behind for a goal kick. That might be the first ball he's given away all half.
But you just saw, didn't you, the German forwards' eyes light up as the first chance to counter-attack against Saudi Arabia. You're right, it was a really poor ball actually from Toni Kroos. Thomas Muller, though, never really had the pace, has he? But certainly not getting any quicker, and he's still managing to get into the teams. He just doesn't. Again, I really like him when he plays as a centre forward, Thomas Muller, because I think he's got that killer instinct. You know, when the ball's in the box, he's what you'd call like a rough finisher.
He's unorthodox as well, isn't he?
Absolutely. It just doesn't look right, him being out on the right-hand side.
Here's Draxler, gets it out to the left. There could be a chance here for Germany. The shot is blocked. It comes out to Muller. That's blocked as well. And it's still not dead because Royce picks it up right side. Oh, and that saved onto the post. It was Khedira on the volley, straight at the goalkeeper, who palmed it onto the inside of the post, and the chance was gone.
Well, it was almost nonchalant, wasn't it, from Al-Mayouf, the way he saved it. He didn't actually dive. He kind of like stumbled to his right, got a firm hand to it, onto the post. That's the type of cross, though, that Germany need to put in, really fired across. Khedira, that's a number of times now he's been given licence to get in the box.
Here comes Al-Muwallad, he's got it out to the right-hand side. They've got three up here. Al-Muwallad shoots! Oh, and it's wide of Manuel Neuer's near post. But again, they're getting closer, Saudi Arabia.
Oh, they are. Al-Shari, it was played in actually by Al-Muwallad when Germany gave the ball away. Slid in down that right-hand side, he then cuts it back to Al-Muwallad, and he's screaming at himself because he's got the time, he's got the space to size the shot up, and he just snatches at it too early, and it goes just outside the near post. That was a really good chance for Saudi Arabia, and again it just shows that slight weakness for Germany on the counter-attack.
Germany 1, Saudi Arabia 0 on TalkSport 2. 38th minute of the match in the Bayer Arena in Leverkusen. And it hasn't all been one-way traffic, despite the fact they started so strongly, Germany. They've toiled in their search for a second. Here goes Kimmich, though, approaching the edge of the D. Gets the return ball from Draxler. Still Kimmich, the right back, charging into the left-hand side of the penalty area. Chips it back. Chance to get the ball in here. Headed away on the near post by Omar Housawi. And suddenly it's Saudi Arabia coming forward with Al Faraj down the right side. They've got four up here. Al-Muwallad is one of them. Instead it's played out to the left-hand side. There's the cross, and Al-Muwallad get his foot to the ball on the 6-yard line, but under pressure from Hector, he put it wide.
Well, honestly, when they lose the ball, Germany, they look so open and exposed on the counter-attack. Real lack of pace at the back. Hector out of position. Kimmich way out of position. And a bit more quality from Saudi Arabia, and they'd certainly be level. Again, Al-Muwallad makes a good run to the near post, just gets ahead of the ball, couldn't quite get his left foot on it, and if he'd have left it, two Saudi Arabia attackers free at the back post where Hector was out of position.
Well, they're visibly growing in confidence here, Saudi Arabia. After being overwhelmed in the first quarter of an hour, they've since enjoyed a lot more possession and, crucially, a fair few chances as well. And that's why Joachim Löw will be concerned, because this is surely his first choice back four and goalkeeper for the tournament, and they are giving away opportunities.
Well, I mean, you look at the Germany side that's playing here, and it isn't the youngest, freshest Germany team. And that first 20 minutes they were fantastic. The tempo was brilliant, but actually, can they keep that up now? This German side. They've had to kind of sit back and give themselves a breather, and you're right, Saudi Arabia really have grown into this game.
We have 5 minutes until half-time in the Bayer Arena. It is Germany 1, Saudi Arabia 0. The goal coming in the 8th minute through Timo Werner, beautifully set up by Marco Reus. Another shot from Saudi Arabia this time. Well over the crossbar from long range. It was Asiri who decided to have a crack, but there you go, growing in confidence, as we said, and why not have a go? Manuel Neuer is unlikely to be beaten from that type of range, but it's another shot on the board for the minnows here, if we can call them that.
Well, Thomas Muller just wasn't interested in doing any defensive work, and he allowed Al Jazim and Al Harbi to create down that left-hand side, and then when the shot came in, yes, it was wild.
Hector finds Reus. Reus gets the return ball, but he's offside. The ball's in the net through a combination of Draxler and Muller, but there was a clear offside in there because of a slight misunderstanding. Second time, though, Germany have had the ball in the net and it's been disallowed.
Again, I'm not quite sure whether it is actually Reus or whether it's Hector coming back from an offside position. They can probably feel slightly hard done by again. But guess what? Guess who was there looking for the scrappiest of tap-ins? Thomas Muller just found himself in the 6-yard box, tapped it in. That's what I mean. That's why he needs to, for me, play more centrally. He's just got that taste, that smell of where the ball's going to end up.
Had a slow start actually to the season at Bayern, did Müller, but ended with 15 goals and 16 assists. I was looking at his record, and you look back to the start of 2009, he's missed just 24 of 306 Bundesliga games. He's just never injured. And he said himself, you can't get hurt if you haven't got any muscles.
No, he's not. He doesn't look like a Ronaldo or a Bale, or doesn't look like maybe your typical footballer that's been churned out nowadays, that athletically are so powerful. But he certainly makes the most of what he's been given.
It was Maradona who called him El Flaco, the skinny one. And you can see why he is lanky. As he's in there, the near post, it's brilliantly taken by Müller. Just tickled in for Germany's second goal with 2 minutes to half-time. The cross from the left-hand side, and Thomas Müller doesn't miss those. His 39th goal for Germany, and what a time to double their advantage. Germany 2, Saudi Arabia 0.
And again, when they just quicken things up, Saudi Arabia very deep, no real formation in the way that they were defending. It was just basically a straight line, which is really easy to play against. Timo Werner, who's been excellent in this first half, gets down the left-hand side. I just think it's actually an own goal. I think Thomas Müller misses it, and then it comes off Osama Al-Shawari. Yeah, he does. He misses it on our monitors. We can just see Thomas Müller misses it. He'll claim it as he did. There's no way he's going to get it.
Yeah, that looks to me like it's going to be an OG, and Müller will be denied that 39th international goal. He certainly went for it. He tried to tickle it in, but the defender sliding in behind him got the telling touch. Either way, Germany lead 2-0. It's a very long way back now for the Green Falcons, who trail by 2 goals to 0. El Shiri gets it out to the right-hand side, and Al Sharani picked up by Al Faraj down the right-hand side. And they need to keep possession there. It's not a good idea to give it away, and that's what they've done to Timo Werner, who has a goal and an assist now. Gets it out to Marco Reus down the left side. He's left-hand side of the penalty area, looking to outfox his man, and the shot is prodded goalwards by Werner. But it's always going wide of that near post.
And that's what they're looking for, Jim. They're constantly looking for that slid pass in between the centre-back and the full-back towards the byline, and then looking to cut it back. And that's exactly what happened with that second goal. It was Timo Werner that made that run in between the centre-back and full-back, and then he fires it low and across, and that's what you expect from Thomas Müller. He's not going to be stood out on the wing, you know, looking to see what's happening. He's going to get himself in the box.
Lovely no-look pass from Marco Reus in the build-up. So there's the half-time whistle. Germany lead by 2 goals to 0. Timo Werner tucking away Reus's cutback in the 8th minute. Lovely shot which crashed in off the underside of the crossbar. And then it looked like Müller had got the second, but we think it's going to be an own goal by Omar Housawi. Either way, it's a second goal for Germany, and they are looking very comfortable here in the Bayer Arena in Leverkusen. Half-time, Germany 2, Saudi Arabia 0. Dominant first half. Not as dominant as they would have liked, but it's Germany in their white jerseys, black socks and white socks, who get us underway in the second half. They're playing right to left as we look in this second 45. Just the one change in the outfield area, so Hummels now partnered by his Bayern Munich teammate Niklas Süle, and ter Stegen in goal team.
Yeah, obviously natural in these games to tend to swap your goalkeepers at half-time. Give your second and third choice goalkeepers at least some game time. It must be very difficult if you're certainly that third choice, if not second choice, knowing that it's very, very unlikely you're going to play any football actually in the tournament. So I think it's important the managers give the goalkeepers some time on the pitch.
Khedira chips the ball forward. The header from the defender works out very nicely for Germany. It falls for Kimmich by the dead ball line. He's turned away from the defender quite brilliantly, gets the cross in, just drills it low, and it's cut out on that near post by Osama Housawi, and it'll be a corner.
He actually does really, really well, Osama Housawi, because he doesn't commit himself to stepping out of the 6-yard box. He just keeps that, he just holds that position. Does really well to block the cross.
Toni Kroos with the fourth. The German corner helped on towards Hummels. The initial header from Müller on the near post, and Hummels just couldn't get his right foot over the ball, and it goes behind for a goal kick.
He's been a threat at every single set play though, Mats Hummels. He really has. Just running away a little gingerly with a grimace on his face, whether he just took a whack then, hopefully just a knock. He's very, very active on that second knockdown, Mats Hummels, which is unusual for a centre-back.
Did well in the last World Cup, didn't he? Hummels, a big goal threat in that tournament as well. I remember him scoring against Portugal in the 4-0 group stage win. Scored again in the quarter-final against France. It was the only goal, actually, in that one. 2.5 minutes gone in the second half here, and it's Germany 2, Saudi Arabia 0. And Saudi Arabia actually have a free kick because of a foul by Hummels in the centre circle, and putting the ball down inside that centre circle. Saudi Arabia will bring it forward. It was taken by Al Jassim, forward by Al Faraj, looking for the danger man Al Muwallad, who had a couple of good chances in that first half, pacey and direct and plenty of skill. He's a decent finisher as well, although he hasn't shown us that so far. Another offside here as they try and build down the left-hand side. The flag going up against their number 13, Yasser Al-Sharani.
That's probably 3 times now he's been caught offside. He doesn't look at all across the line when that ball's being played. He actually makes some fantastic runs for a fullback. You've got to have a look across though.
So Germany 2, Saudi Arabia 0 here on TalkSport 2. Final World Cup warm-up game for both of these sides. Through ball from Draxler was an absolute peach. Timo Werner just perhaps a little bit casual as he took it in his stride. Absolutely glorious ball through the heart of the Saudi back line. Unfortunately for Germany, it comes to nothing, and El Shiri brings it away. The offside flag is up again against Al Muwallad, who's saying, come on, I want that ball quicker.
Well, I've been in that position that Timo Werner's just been in, and that's when you think you're offside. He just looked like he thought he was offside, and it just takes that moment of hesitation and just lost his way. And straight away, as soon as the whistle went, he looked across to the line. You think you're offside and you stop.
Toni Kroos down the left side for Germany, finds Jonas Hector, back to Kroos again. Square ball by Sami Khedira, out to the left-hand side, taken on by Süle, plays the ball forward. There's no foul there as Müller went down, but they keep possession anyway, and it's Hector down the left. Low cross, must be finished surely, and Draxler's shot is brilliantly saved by Al Mayouf. It was brilliantly set up down the left side, and when he sees that again, he'll probably think he should have buried it. It remains 2-0.
That's 2 magnificent saves though from Al Mayouf. It really is. Hector just does brilliantly. He doesn't panic with the cross. He just pulls it back, but with pace. Draxler, all he has to do was just step onto it, firm side foot. And I think he probably would have felt he should have got it further to the inside of the goalkeeper.
Here come Germany again with Timo Werner, inside left position. He's now into the box. He lays it off for Royce, and the ball perhaps just a little bit overplayed. They don't even get a corner out of it actually, because it came off Royce last, and a promising move comes to nothing.
And he just wanted it first time. Just seen on our monitors just a replay of that chance for Draxler. It's pulled back, gets all the power, just not quite the direction. Really good save from the goalkeeper, but still, you're right. Draxler really should be putting that away, and that's where Germany haven't quite been clinical, have they, so far? And that's a lot to do with the intensity of the game and how easy it has been for them to create these chances.
Draxler's a player who should score more goals than he does, and that's been a criticism of him throughout his career. Same story at PSG. For Germany, 6 goals in 43 caps. I think he'd certainly expect to have a few more than that. Germany in again, round the back. The runner is Kimmich, gets to the byline. It takes 2 defenders to dispossess him. And again, the chance is gone in the blink of an eye. It's Al Faraj bringing it clear for Saudi Arabia. All in green, played out to the right side, and El Shiri with a chance to come forward. Just moves infield. The pace of the attack is somewhat gone. Al Break, the substitute now, gets it infield to Al Jassim. Back to the centre circle. And it's O'Teef with the layoff to Al Faraj. Game being played at a walking pace suddenly. And then a free kick to Saudi Arabia just at the top of the centre circle, which they've wasted and given the ball away, which is a very bad idea indeed. Germany have it down the left with Hector. Gets it back from Royce, and then a lovely 360-degree spin to get away from the hapless El Shiri. It's with Hummels now in the centre circle. Right-footed ball to the top of the centre circle. Draxler out to the right-hand side. Chance here maybe. Beautiful ball in from Kimmich. And Werner can't finish it off. But that's really as good as it gets in terms of the build-up.
He made a really good run, Timo Werner, to that near post. Kimmich fired it across. He just stops for some reason. Timo Werner needs to just carry that run on. Again in front of the goalkeeper. Hesitates for a second and the chance has gone. But again, it's just wonderful from Germany's midfield. This time Khedira it was, with a fantastic pass inside the fullback.
And the monitors in front of us just showing the spin again from Hector in the build-up, which was delightful. Kroos scoops it forward down the left side for Werner. He just tried to play it back to Draxler, and he did it without looking, and instead of finding Draxler, he only found touch in front of Draxler, hence the groan you heard in the background. And it's a throw to the Saudis.
Well, just going back to Julian Draxler, he may be the player that needs to worry about his position. You know, Marco Reus could always come over to this left-hand side, played very well, and Ozil goes into the role in behind the striker. He hasn't really done much, has he, Draxler? He hasn't particularly got himself into the game.
That's a fair criticism. Reus with the square ball along the edge of the area to Muller, who spins and shoots. Typical Thomas Muller attempt, really. They gave him the space, and so he took advantage, and it was a powerful effort which forced another good save from Al Mayouf.
He's having a great time, Al Mayouf. He really is. Another great save down to his right-hand side.
5th corner for Germany. Draxler takes, headed away on the near post fairly comfortably by Omar Hassawi. And here come Saudi Arabia down the right-hand side. El Shiri kept it in. Moves in field. Tries to lay it off for Al Muwalad, who attempted to get the cross in, but he only hit Kimmich, who was tracking him all the way from the other side of the field. Still they keep possession though, with Salman Al Faraj. Left-footed shot from him, attempting to curl it into the top corner. Got it all wrong, miles over the bar. Goal kick to Germany.
Build up, neat, tidy, technically good from Saudi Arabia, but that end product has been really, really poor. Al Faraj this time with the shot, not even close to being on target.
10 minutes gone in the second half. You're listening to Talk Sport 2, and it's Germany 2, Saudi Arabia 0. Good ball from Reus, looking for Werner. Well, he really strained every sinew there, the defender Omar Hassawi, to get there first. And all he can do is keep the pressure on, because it'll be a corner. Meanwhile, Germany they're going to make a change with İlkay Gündoğan of Manchester City about to come on. But before they do that, they have a corner which will be taken by Toni Kroos. The referee didn't like the attempt from Hummels. He's been penalised, and that'll be a free kick to Saudi Arabia inside their penalty area. It'll allow Jogi Löw to make the change. Marco Reus coming off. The Dortmund man replaced by İlkay Gündoğan for his 26th cap for his country.
Well, will Gündoğan come on and play in that role in behind the striker, or will he go and allow Khedira to move forward? Or it'll just be interesting to see how they set up. He has gone as if he's going to play in that role behind the striker.
It's Saudi Arabia in possession. Oh, they played a dangerous square ball there, and Kroos was so nearly onto it. As it is, they keep the ball and now have a chance to bomb forward down the right-hand side. There's the cross from Albrecht, the substitute. But that's easily cut out, and there's no harm done. And with 12 minutes gone in the second half, it's still Germany 2, Saudi Arabia 0. I think Joachim Löw, we're just getting a look at his reaction. Some of the crowd weren't happy, were they, with that substitution, and he was just saying, get behind the team there as I make these changes.
Yeah, I think probably because Marco Reus had a good game and was certainly one of Germany's best players. And again, we look, maybe Julian Draxler maybe should have been the player that people thought should have gone off. But again, you know, the coach wants his supporters behind him.
But in the coach's mind, he might be thinking, well, Marco Reus is going to start the game. I know that. I want to give Draxler more time to prove himself today. Who knows what he's thinking, but it seems bizarre to boo a substitution. Either way, he is on. You can hear Gündoğan. He's in possession, gets it back to Kroos, and gets it out to the right side, and Süle now down the line for Kimmich, right for the ball, first time cross. Müller was waiting, headed away on the near post though. Comes back out again to Süle, well forward. There's the cross in, chance for Gündoğan, keeper makes the save, Gündoğan goes it again, and the keeper somehow hangs on, and it stays 2-0.
Well, he was the only one that was alive to the situation. Gündoğan, the ball somehow squirms its way through to him. He almost looks as if he is offside, because none of the Saudi Arabia defenders are looking to get involved. He stabs it twice, trying to get it past Al Mayouf, and again the goalkeeper does really, really well to smother.
Well, every time he's on the ball, Gündoğan, he's getting some stick here. He's trying to race through again, and this time the goalkeeper beats him to it in a straight race. We're coming up to the hour mark. Germany leading by 2-0. Both goals coming in the first half. They've certainly been the better side since the break without adding to their tally, and that's mainly because Abdullah Al Mayouf in goal for Saudi Arabia is having an absolute stormer in a number of super saves, frustrating the home crowd. Nice little bit of skill there from Abdullah. Atif gets it out to the left side. It's played forward to Al Faraj, left-hand side of the penalty area, trying to make space for the cross. Instead he opts to go backward to Al Kaibri. Little exchange of passes on the edge of the penalty area. Germany struggling to get it away. Great bit of skill, and the left-footed shot is wide. Well, they're playing some nice stuff here, in a Asiri there, just spinning away from his man. Showed a lovely bit of skill. And the finish, again, that's the problem, Dean, isn't it? They're doing all the build-up play correctly, but the finishing is lacking.
Again, the build-up's really, really good. Brilliant one-touch football, great bit of skill. Then it comes down to the final piece of the jigsaw, and the most important piece of getting that shot on target, or that killer pass, and again, it was just dragged wide.
It was well wide as well of Neuer's post. Great chance goes begging for Saudi Arabia. Germany have given the ball away again here. It's Atif who picks it up. And again, you just fancy that Saudi Arabia feel they might get a goal back and just instill a little bit of doubt in German minds. Sami Khedira has been pulled up for a foul here down the Saudi left, just past the halfway line. 61 minutes gone here on TalkSport 2. It's Germany 2, Saudi Arabia 0. Don't forget, by the way, 10 a.m. Monday morning, the new Football First show with Ray Stubbs begins here on TalkSport 2. Ray alongside Adrian Clark on Monday to dissect the day's biggest football stories. A change for Saudi Arabia with number 10 Mohamed Al Sawali coming on to replace Al Mawalad, and Mario Gomez is coming on here in place of Timo Werner up front in the fourth change made by Joachim Löw, and a big ovation for Werner with a goal and an assist. A very good hour's work for him.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with him. I think he's been sharp, made good runs, took his goal really well, great assist. You'd expect him to start in that first game, Timo Werner.
Gomez, who's a little longer in the tooth at 32, comes on for his 75th cap. 31 goals in that time, by the way. Saudi Arabia getting the cross in through Al Faraj on the left side. It's a tricky one, that one, for the goalkeeper Ter Stegen. He palms it up in the air, and it almost fell for Al Sawali, who's just come on, but he holds on at the second attempt, and the danger is extinguished.
Yeah, he just made a bit of a meal of it. Rather than just catching it properly, looked to palm it up to himself and got it slightly wrong.
20th cap, by the way, for Ter Stegen at the age of 26. 63 gone. Germany 2, Saudi Arabia 0. With the competitive action starting on Thursday with Russia against Saudi Arabia over on TalkSport. What an occasion it'll be, with all 64 games of the World Cup live across the TalkSport network. Promises to be another fantastic major tournament live on TalkSport and TalkSport 2. 63 gone. Saudi Arabia in possession. Down the right side with Al Jassim. He loses the ball to Draxler. There's Gundogan. Gets the ball back to the halfway line. It's Sami Khedira, top of the centre circle. Just tries to flip the ball out with his right foot to Hector. That one goes astray, and the German passing is certainly not as fluid and fluent as it was earlier. And I do think Saudi Arabia will fancy their chances of pinching a goal here. And they're certainly having plenty of attacks, and they're running at that back four. But there's another offside, and it's a shocking offside from a Saudi point of view. Down that left-hand side, Al-Shahrani should never be offside from there. And that's a gift for Germany.
Well, again, sometimes I think you can accept when it's right down the middle of the pitch, when you haven't really got time to look across. You know, you've just got to make a judgment. But when you're out wide and you can look right across the line, there's just no excuse, and it just brings to an end, again, good passages of play for Saudi Arabia that we've seen actually plenty of that. Just the end product has been so poor.
25 minutes to play. Germany looking for more goals here. They have it down the left with Julian Draxler of Paris Saint-Germain. Gets it back to Kroos. Little dinked ball into the area for Gundogan. And he's not able to control it. And again, more Giers as he gets on the ball. And interesting to see what happens if he actually scores, because you'll have Giers and Cheers simultaneously.
Oh, but what a pass from Toni Kroos, honestly. Just the way he just dinked that over the top for Gundogan, who really needed to control it, actually. The pitch is too greasy to let it bounce. But there's the difference between Kroos and Khedira. Khedira tried a pass a couple of minutes ago. got it all wrong. Kroos, just every single pass he looks to make, very, very rare that he gets it wrong.
Makes it look so easy, which is why he's such a joy to watch. Gundogan dispossessed, and Saudi Arabia coming forward again on the halfway line with Al Jassim. Oh, that's given away to Draxler in the centre circle. Tries to get it out to the right side, and Muller, that one's overhit. Muller just spoons it out of play, and they've lost their way a little bit here, Germany. With a quarter of the game to go, they have a comfortable 2-0 advantage, but they're looking anything but in control of this game at the moment. And they would certainly like a third goal just to regain the initiative and extinguish any fears that they might not win this match.
They actually look jaded, I think.
As Al-Shiri, edge of the area, shoots left-footed, and it's over the bar. It dipped, but not quite enough. And Germany breathe again.
And the amount of times that Saudi Arabia have been able just to play their way up to the penalty area. I mean, that was a much better effort from Al-Shiri. Tried the dipping volley just a couple of yards over the top. But honestly, against better teams, and I can see now why Austria are able to get back into the game, against better teams, Germany will be punished.
Here come Saudi Arabia again with Albrecht, the substitute. Goes back to Al-Shiri. And picked up by Al-Faraj, who goes back to the halfway line. And Omar Housawi, he goes out to the left side. Midway through the second half. They're still looking for a way back into this. Albrecht again. He's twisting and turning, he goes over, he thinks he was fouled there by Draxler. It looked a little bit theatrical and the referee is totally unconvinced. And Kroos gets his foot on the ball and sprays it out to the right side, and Joshua Kimmich.
Wouldn't it be great now if Joachim Löw could turn to the bench for a really young, rapid winger that could come on and bring a bit of life to the... You know, it's these
There's
types...
just no one available.
It's these types of situations you look at Germany and you think, where's the pace? Where's the real burst of energy that you need these times in the games when, you know, players are starting to maybe get jaded?
Well, this is where you'd expect him to bring Julian Brandt on. In a tournament, I think he probably would do, because, as we said, he feels that he's just edged Leroy Sané when that squad was trimmed to 23. I wonder if he is pondering it down there in the technical area. 21 minutes to play, 2-0 to Germany. Hector out to Draxler, left-hand side of the penalty area for the home side. Ball is played up to Kimmich, who is unceremoniously brought down about 25 yards from goal by Atif.
And he's clearly learnt off one of the best, Philipp Lahm, in the way that he comes into midfield. Kimmich just getting involved there like a central midfield player, taking it into feet, turning cleverly, winning the free kick. And you would expect, I mean, Draxler's put the ball down. I don't know why Thomas Muller's anywhere near it. But for me, there should only be Tony Kroos who should be taking this, but Draxler will probably bend this in the top corner now.
Well, it's certainly close enough for a striker goal for the first time tonight for Germany. Draxler looking very concentrated as he puts the ball down. The wall is maybe half a yard outside the penalty area. It is going to be Draxler, but it's a tame effort. It's on target, right-footed, but it's a side foot, and it's just a simple pat down for Al Mayouf. No danger at all.
Yeah, it's one of these newer techniques, isn't it? Run up to it very straight, look to use the side foot, look to get some movement on the ball. But when it doesn't work, then it just goes straight into the goalkeeper's hands, and very easy for him.
Gundogan is brought down, and it's an easy decision for the referee to give the free kick. It's taken out to Muller, goes back to Kimmich. And now Brandt with Khedira. He rolls it back to the top of the centre circle. Sula finds Khedira. He tries to play it up towards the edge of the penalty area, but it's easily cut out. And now Saudi Arabia bombing forward down that left-hand side. And all that comes of that is a corner. It's a good pacey run again by Asiri, who's frequently getting the better of the fullback down that right side for Germany. Sula is the man that went across and put it behind for a Saudi corner, just their second of the game. They've taken it short to Al Jassim. Now Asiri again with 19 to play, rolls it to the edge of the D, gets it back in turn to Al Sharani. Now forward to Al Shiri. Is the cross going to come in here? It's Albrecht the substitute. It ricochets off Hector. Back to Al Shiri again. Now once again Albrecht. Can he get the cross in? Well, the answer is no, because at the end of it all it's cleared by Gomez, the centre forward in the left back area, who cleared his lines. Asiri once more, laid off again. This time it's Gundogan who puts his foot in, and Germany have the ball with Gomez, and they've got 4 up here. Germany, could they kill the game this time? Thomas Müller, inside right position, goes for goal himself. Brilliant save from Al Mayouf. Well, it looked like he was going to pass it. He could have gone right, he could have gone left. Instead he went for goal himself, and Al Mayouf brings off another super save.
Man of the match at the moment, Al Mayouf. Another brilliant save, again to his right hand side to deny Müller. Again, Müller did really well. You're right, he just used Toni Kroos's run to disguise as if he was going to pass it, and then whipped it back across to that far post. Al Mayouf read it. Brilliant save.
7th corner. Before then, the change we anticipated is coming. Julian Brandt will be replacing Thomas Müller. So you'd imagine that would be a straight swap for a player who's much more comfortable playing out wide.
Yeah, no pressure for Brandt.
The man who's in the squad in place of Leroy Sané. Brandt on for his 16th cap. Bayer Leverkusen man, big popular figure here, of course. This is his home stadium. And the ball is harmlessly behind, actually. I wondered if the goalkeeper had got a touch on that from Draxler's corner, but it was a poor delivery. Now Abdullah Atif is going off here to be replaced by Hussein El Morgawi, the 30-year-old midfielder, yet another one who plays for Al Ahly. And yet another change made by Pizzi. 16 minutes to play. By the way, that's 5 changes for Germany, so just 1 left. Are we going to see any more goals here in the Bayer Arena in Leverkusen? It's been a steady if unspectacular display from Germany thus far. I think they would certainly expect to win by a greater margin than this. I said before the game, the last time they met in the 2002 World Cup, it was 8-0. A hat-trick for Miroslav Klose. What a striker he was for Germany.
Absolutely is. Deadly as they get.
Ter Stegen plays it out to Kroos, up to halfway, and Draxler back to Kroos again, just tries to stab it forward, and he's done that to Mario Gomez, left side. Great ball in! Oh, it would have been a wonderful goal. Julian Brandt, who's just come on with his first touch, side foots it wide. The build-up again was absolutely glorious.
And again, it was Toni Kroos who produced the opening, burst through midfield, passed it wide to the left-hand side to Mario Gomez, who does the right thing, fires it across for Julian Brandt. It's a really, really difficult skill. When it bounces quite high up off a slick surface, to get that right, maybe should have just took that on the thigh, or even side foot touch just to kill it and then take the shot. I think he had enough time. And in the end, didn't get it right.
14 minutes to play. You're listening to TalkSport 2. Plenty more live sport for you this weekend with the men's and women's French Open final. Super League live as well. Catalan Dragons against Widnes Vikings. And that's all before the World Cup starts for you on Thursday with the opening ceremony, and then Russia against Saudi Arabia. Here it's Germany 2, Saudi Arabia 0. Final chance for both of these sides to fine-tune whatever it is that needs fine-tuning ahead of the tournament. Certainly on this evidence, Germany have got work to do defensively. Saudi Arabia may yet cause problems in the tournament if they can sort their finishing out. Draxler gets it up to Brandt, left-hand side. The cross ricochets off Omar Hawsawi. Brandt brings it down again. He's facing away from goal, tries to go back to Toni Kroos. And it's put out easily enough by Al Faraj. And it's actually a throw to Saudi Arabia, which they've already taken. Whipped out to that left-hand side, but straight out of play. This time it's a throw to Germany, which is taken by Kimmich, 5 yards short of halfway. Throws it out to Niklas Süle. He plays it up to Sami Khedira. Now Kroos, who's clattered by Al Faraj. Keeps the ball anyway, but the referee rightly deems that a foul. And it's a free kick to Germany.
Again, he's been the best player, hasn't he, Toni Kroos? He's dictated the play. Any teams that have certainly watched this game tonight would know anyway that he's the player you have to stop first and foremost. I think if you can stop Kroos getting the ball and being influential, I think you stop a lot of what's good about Germany. He dictates that tempo. That first 20 minutes, the way he kept possession for his team, everything was really crisp and moved quickly, and then he slows it down to his pace.
Well, the final substitution for Germany will be Matthias Ginter, the Borussia Mönchengladbach defender. So we shall wait for him to arrive with just over 11 minutes to play. Still Saudi Arabia threatening with Albrecht, gets it back to Al-Shiri. Now back into their own half, and Omar Hawsawi. That's given away, and Kroos picks it up, and that spells danger. And Kroos with the diagonal ball, looking for Draxler. Always favoured the defender, actually, Osama Hawsawi, who gets to the ball first and clears the danger. Taysir Al-Jassim brings it forward down the left side. That ball is flipped out to this near side, and Al-Shiri on in turn for Albrecht, and back again for Al-Shiri. Tries to get the shot in, it's blocked, and Germany will look to try and counter now with the turnover in possession. And we are in the 80th minute of the match in the Bay Arena. They thought twice about breaking with pace. The ball's gone all the way back to ter Stegen, actually, and the Barcelona man plays it right-footed out to the left-back area in Jonas Hector of Cologne, who plays it inside to Toni Kroos.
Well, I mean, if Saudi Arabia play this way against Russia, which you would expect them to, it's not just going to be easy for Russia, because the build-up play is really, really good from Saudi Arabia.
Hector looks to find Brandt, who's... It's a robust challenge, isn't it, from Hawsawi, Omar Hawsawi, but he got the ball, so it'll be a corner.
Yeah, despite his own goal, actually, he's been their best defender. He's had the pace against Timo Werner, who's quick himself.
So here comes Matthias Ginter, and he'll be replacing Joshua Kimmich of Bayern. And that is all 6 changes made by Jogi Löw. So it's just under 10 minutes to play. Off comes Kimmich. Typically dynamic display from him down the flank. Ginter, who's only 24. Again, seems to have been around for a long time, doesn't he? Comes on for his 18th cap for Germany. Here's the latest German corner. Kroos takes. Palmed away by Al Mayouf, who's had a sparkling display in goal for Saudi Arabia. It certainly would have been a much bigger scoreline had it not been for him. Oh, that's a bad mistake from Hector. He gave it away, and for whatever reason, best known to himself, Al Salawi decided to go for goal, tried to chip it over to Stegen from 30 yards instead of bearing down on goal.
Well, again, I get it. I get that your eyes light up when you see the goalkeeper off his line, but how many? What is the percentage of that coming off? You're 2v2 against Germany, who haven't got a lot of pace at the back. Just go and try and commit them.
Well, Osama Al-Sawi, one of the two centre-backs, is going off here. And Ali Al-Boulaye is on instead. The 28-year-old defender. So I think that's all the changes made now, with 8 minutes to play. Germany leading Saudi Arabia by 2 goals to 0. This final World Cup warm-up match for both of these sides. Not everyone has played their final friendly. There are a few more matches still to come. Here come Saudi Arabia again. That's laid off to Al-Break. Down the right by Al-Shiri. He kind of overhit it, really. Quite a simple ball. And all they get out of it is a throw-in down the right side, which is taken by Al-Shiri. Possibly a chance for Al Jassim. Oh, penalty! It's a penalty to Saudi Arabia. Well, they're appealing here, but it's the captain, Al Jassim, who's brought down by Hummels. And Saudi Arabia have a chance to halve the deficit here.
Well, Hummels has got a smile on his face, as if to say, what sort of a decision was that? But Sami Khedira, he almost goes as if he's going to make the challenge, Sami Khedira. Puts his leg out, not really in a challenge manner. Al Jassim, naturally in the way that he's running, is clipped, goes down. And you have to say it is a penalty because Khedira puts his leg there.
It's Mohamed Al-Salawi against Ter Stegen. Now with 83 minutes on the clock, here comes Saudi Arabia's top scorer. Right-footed, saved by Ter Stegen, and the follow-up is in. Drilled home by Al Jassim, who won the penalty. And it is 2-1 now. Ter Stegen made the stop, but there were plenty of green shirts following in, and Al Jassim, on his 132nd appearance for his country, crashes in his 19th goal for Saudi Arabia, and it's Germany 2, Saudi Arabia 1.
They've deserved it. They really, with their build-up play, I know their end product hasn't been very good, but their build-up play has been brilliant. They really have been brave in the game. You know, away to Germany, the way they've tried to play, the interplay, they've deserved this goal, but Ter Stegen must be looking at his defence and saying, come on, I've made a fantastic save from a penalty, down with his legs, and then to look up and only see 3 German defenders against 5 Saudi Arabian attackers.
Oh, it's a penalty at the other end now, is it? No, it's just a goal kick. The crowd cheered because the referee pointed towards the spot, and you can hear the boos now because it's only a goal kick. Brandt was the player who was eased off the ball, but although he went to ground, the ball went behind, and so a goal kick's given.
Well, it definitely struck the defender's arm. Just a misunderstanding from whenever they point towards the 6-yard box. Ultimately, the supporters think it's a penalty.
Oh, so do some commentators as well, I'm afraid to say. Gomez with the layoff, and Saudi Arabia cleared. Suddenly they're looking for an equaliser here with 4.5 minutes to play. And it certainly hasn't been the domineering performance that German fans were hoping for ahead of the World Cup. They have looked shaky defensively at times, and it's not often that you say that about Germany. Here comes Saudi Arabia again with Al Break down the right side. He's certainly made a difference since coming on. Al Faraj now goes back to Al Magawi, another of the substitutes. He tries to chip it forward, but it's a tame effort from him. Eventually they win it back, and Omar Housawi plays a diagonal out to the left side. It's watched all of the way, and Ginter is the player who ushers it out of play for a throw. There is one more change to be made, actually, and it is for Saudi Arabia. And it looks like Hatan Behebri, their number 9, is going to be coming on. A big ovation for the man going off, who's shown a lot of pace, a lot of dynamism, as he's applauded off the field. It was Salam El Dalsauri who is the man substituted, and Hatan Behebri comes on for only his 5th cap for his country at the age of 25. 3 minutes to play. Germany 2, Saudi Arabia 1. And plenty to think about here for Jogi Löw. He'll certainly want the victory first and foremost. It's been 9 months since Germany won a game. He'll want to get a win, but it certainly won't be convincing whatever happens here.
No, it's certainly make me think twice about who I might put my money on, that's for sure. They haven't looked convincing at all. Defensively looked vulnerable. I think we've seen the best and the worst of Germany tonight. Certainly first 20-25 minutes they were fantastic, far too good for Saudi Arabia, but then since then they've kind of they've been very lacklustre at times.
Gundogan, top of the centre circle, he's barged off the ball, and we're actually going to get our first yellow card of the night in the 89th minute for Hussein El Magawi. Pretty cynical shoulder barge on Gundogan, and a free kick to Germany. 90 seconds of normal time remaining. I think there will be a little bit of stoppage time this time. There was none at all in the first half. Julian Brandt with a little back heel. Cross comes in from the right side by Ginter, but it's easily headed away on the near post.
Yeah, lovely bit of skill from Julian Brandt. And the substitutes have definitely affected Germany more than they have Saudi Arabia in this second half.
Well, actually the changes for Saudi Arabia have improved them, haven't they? They're looking fresh and pacey, and they're not afraid to run at the German defenders. I think there'll be coaches going to the World Cup will be watching this thinking, let's not show Germany too much respect, let's have a go at them, because they are beatable, the world champions. There goes.
I mean, dare I say, they look a bit like Spain did when Holland embarrassed them in the World Cup. You know that they've still got lovely possession, wonderful players, but defensively very vulnerable, lack of pace.
So 15 seconds to go of the 90. We await to see how much stoppage time there will be. Kroos plays it forward to İlkay Gundogan. His attempted ball forward is easily cut out by Al Jassim, but it's picked up again by Süle. Gundogan once more. Crossed in from the right. Gomez stabs wide. Brandt with the cross. Gomez might well have been in an offside position, but he wasn't to know, and he stabbed it wide. Yes, the flag did go up, and it wouldn't have counted anyway.
Yeah, just tried to go off the back of the defender rather than in front of him. Always very difficult to keep yourself onside when you do that. Great ball from Brandt, really was. Whipped in behind the defence.
Well, within stoppage time, there's a 6th change here for Saudi Arabia. I need to work on my arithmetic, don't I? This is definitely the last change. Salman Al Faraj off, and Abdullah Al Khaibari comes on. Another of the experienced players in the squad, age 32. Cap number 37 for Al Ghaibri. 1 minute of stoppage time gone. Oh, they're in round the back and there's no offside. Big chance for Saudi Arabia to pinch an equaliser, and Al Salawi's missed it. Well, there were wide open spaces in behind Germany there, and they had the pace to exploit it, Saudi Arabia, but Al Salawi just couldn't apply the finishing touch. And that would have been, could have been, should have been 2-2.
He'll never ever get a better chance, ever. I mean, he kept himself on side Al Jazim. Why doesn't he shoot? I think that's what Al Salawi must be thinking. He's thinking Al Jazim's going to shoot without a shadow of a doubt. And I have to say, Mats Hummels does absolutely brilliantly, because he anticipates that the ball is going to be passed across, sticks a big long leg out, and Al Salawi just wasn't ready.
Well, they were all over the place defensively there. Mats Hummels certainly recovered well, but they played an offside trap which was never going to come off. Draxler now down the left for Germany. He's rolled it inside to Hector, laid off for Gundogan. His layoff doesn't find its man, Brandt. Kroos picks up the loose ball. 2.5 minutes of stoppage time play. Brandt again cuts in from the right, rolls it in. Gomez on his right foot, can he finish? No. The challenge came in from Al Break, I think it was, just as Gomez was about to shoot. Crazy end to the game with both defences wide open. And here come Germany again down the right side. Brandt rolls it inside to Khedira, and they just try to slow the game down and see the game out now. Kroos up to Draxler. Draxler lays it off. Gomez inside the D. Back to Draxler again. Now he finds Julian Brandt. Can't get the shot away. And there's the full-time whistle with the 3 minutes of stoppage time played. A breathless conclusion to the match. Ultimately, a victory for Germany, but far from convincing. And it raises more questions than answers. Joachim Löw certainly looks far from happy as he shakes the hand of Pizzi there in the technical area. Germany win it by 2-1, courtesy of the goals from Timo Werner and the own goal at the end of the first half from Omar Hawsawi. Saudi Arabia pulled one back when Al Jazim's penalty was saved, but Al Salawi stuck home the rebound. They really should have made it 2-2 when Al Salawi was challenged by Hummels right at the end. But it smiles on the faces of Saudi Arabia. They only lost 2-1 to Italy, and now they've done the same thing to Germany. Just a narrow defeat ahead of the tournament in Russia. It's finished in Leverkusen. Germany 2, Saudi Arabia 1.